Hello, my name is MooingCat and welcome to my event overview and strategy guide for the 2024 St. Patrick's Day event. In this video, I will first go over all the new rewards and give you my thoughts on them. I will then talk a little bit about the new mechanics before going into event strategies and how to get the most out of the event, possibly even getting 2 main buildings for free. Now, if you like this, make sure to check out all of my other stuff on the event. I have a step-by-step walkthrough of each town. You can find them linked in the description. There you will also find the written guide, as well as FOE helper checklists and more. And I will also be making a dedicated video to the rival challenges, give you my tutorial, show how I completed them very easily on the beta server. But that will come out in a couple of days. Alright, now before I begin, again, if you like this, you'll find all of it in the description, and please leave a like and comment and share it with your friends and guildmates. It really does help me out. But with that said, let's jump into it, and I'm gonna actually move over to the official announcement because I really like the new layout they have here. So, the main building is the Celtic Tavern. It has 9 levels. You can get the level 7 for free during the event, and then this building will produce fragments for the silver building, and the silver building will produce fragments for the golden building. So moving on to the golden building, it gives population, which we haven't really seen that much of recently. A lot of happiness as well. It gives a ton of defense boost, up to 75 depending on your age. The building is quite big. 6 by 5, so that's 32.5 tiles if I'm not mistaken, including roads, so a bit over 2 defense per tile. It also gives a bit of defense boost in guild battlegrounds, and it also gives attack and defense boost for defending army, both regular and for guild expedition. So especially if you are playing or want to play GE5, want to fight there, this is quite a good building. Compared to a lot of the recent buildings, I'm not sure if this is the best building, especially for established players, but for new players, I think it would be quite good, or very good, especially because of the coin and supply boosts, 65% each at level 9, and also a very high amount of forge points and goods. This is over 1 per tile, so definitely very nice. And then finally, it also gives fragments for the Pagan Harvest Selection Kit. Now, this kit produces 2 new buildings, the Shire or the Rune Garden, 3 by 1 or 1 by 3. The Shire gives 10 attack boost, which is definitely not bad for a 3 by 1 building. Also gives up to 16 defense boost for defending army. Some coins, up to 6 forge points, 2 per tile. It gives 15 goods and 2 heavy units, which is quite exciting, depending on your age of course, but in quite a few ages the heavy units are quite good, and it doesn't require a road. Interestingly, the other one does require a road, not quite sure why, it's the same size, just flipped. Anyways, this one, and oh by the way, it does require population, so you will lose population, but that makes the main building quite good, as you can get that population back. Likewise, the Rune Garden also requires population. This one gives the opposite boost, so you have defense for your attacking army and attack for your defending army. And very decent amounts here as well. It gives up to 20 goods depending on your age, as well as 15 guild goods and 6 forge points. And instead of units, it gives 3 blueprints. Now personally, I prefer this one, the Shire, especially if I am in an age like the Future Era, for example, where the heavy units are the best units. Now, additionally, we have another new building, the Celtic Glassworks. This one you can get from chests after completing towns, and you can also get it from the new rival challenges, which I'll talk about a little bit in a moment. At level 2, it gives up to 12% attack boost. It is 2 by 2, so quite decent, 3 attack per tile. It does not require a road, so very easy to fit, and it also gives both attack and defense for your defending army. This one also gives 4 points and goods, roughly the same as the other 2 buildings, and it gives a chance of either finish special production fragments or finish goods production fragments. So overall, this is a really good building. a lot of happiness as well if you need that. But especially because it doesn't require a road, very easy to fit in. And both the attack boost itself is really good, but especially if you play a Guild Battleground, Guild Expedition level 5, this is a really good building that we'll see later on in my strategies is something that is worth going for. Then we have yet another new building, the final new building, the League reward. We have 3 versions. Level 1 is available in bronze, level 2 in silver, and level 3 in gold. It is 3x3, it does not require a road, and it gives all the boosts. So 45% both attack and defense, both for attacking and defending army. Really good, 5 per tile if I'm not mistaken of each, so 10 combined, really good. Also gives 30 forge points, again very good, 50 goods. And as usual, it gives kits for the main building. In total, for the gold building here, you need just under 70 days to get one full level 9 main building. Now, in addition to those, we do also have some upgrades from previous year. The Archdruid Hut has gotten an upgrade to the Sacred Archdruid Hut. You can get the Platinum upgrade kit from the Grand Prizes, as we'll see a little bit later on. This has all around gotten improved boosts, or improved rewards, including selection kits for the trees, which is now have also been upgraded. So these are just regular upgrades for the building, not golden upgrades if I'm not mistaken, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so level 2 of the Tree of Silence, Vitality and Patience, they're called Sacred now, and instead of being green they are red. But all around, improved boosts, rewards, and so on. So yeah, definitely looks really good. So that's all of the new buildings. Let's talk a little bit about grand prizes. So one big change this time around is that the only way to get the Celtic Tavern, the main building, is from milestones and from grand prizes. So in order to get it fully leveled, you do need to get the remaining upgrades you need from the grand prizes. So you get 3 upgrades from milestones, then you have the level 1 here. So that's 4 levels, 5, 6, and 7 levels. So to get it fully upgraded, you need to get complete 200 tasks. And that way you can get to level 7 and produce the silver and golden upgrade kits from the building itself. Now, to get a second building fully leveled from the event itself, you need to get here to 650, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as well later on. Now, to upgrade the Druid Hut, you can both get the golden upgrade at 250 and platinum upgrade at 300. So those are also 2 targets that we will be talking about when we come to the strategy section. Now, when it comes to leagues, here we also don't have any upgrades for the main building. So we have all the previous event buildings in the epic kit. We have a golden upgrade for last year, the Druid Hut. We have the new Apothecary. We have platinum upgrades for the old building, and we have the Celtic Glassworks selection kit, as well as an avatar. So that's the leagues. Now, the secondary rewards that you get after, or the chests you get after the towns, they have also been updated compared to previous years. So in slot 1, we do still have items. In slot 2, we have previous event rewards and also Celtic Glassworks level 1. So here we have all the different upgrades for all the different trees. So Tree of Vitality upgrade, Tree of Patience, Tree of Silence. These percentages here are based on data that me, UberNerd, and a lot of helpful people on Discord have been able to gather. So they might not be completely accurate, but probably roughly accurate. So 20% chance of getting the Celtic Glasswork level 1 here, probably. In slot 3, we also have previous event buildings. We have the Druid Hut selection kit, 50% chance. We have the Sacred Tree of Vitality, so the level 2 one, and Sacred Tree of Patience. In slot 4, we still have premium regular buildings. In slot 5, we still have resources, but they're massively improved this time around. So we have 100 goods, 50 forge points, or some medals. And slot 6 I find a little bit random. You can tell in the naming I've made here, but Privateer's Boathouse, Animal Crossing, and Chocolatery. Why those? I don't know, but as you can see here, we don't have the main building. And if you buy all 6 chests, what we get is a Celtic Glassworks selection kit, so either level 1 or upgrade. You don't get the main building, as I quickly mentioned earlier. So overall, that's quite a big change, especially when we get to these strategies. Now, as I mentioned, I will not go into detail about the event mechanics. If you are not familiar with it, you can check out the written guide itself. I will link it in the description. Or you can also check out my step-by-step tutorials to the towns, where you see how I actually play the towns themselves. Now, in terms of pots of gold, we do get the same amount. However, you can get up to 1,000 pots per rival challenge. Now, to actually complete the rival challenges, you don't need to, or you need to spend some pots as well. Kind of, sometimes. So I will talk about that in a moment. But just so you know, you do have more from rival challenges, but it might not be the full 2,000 that you can get from them. Alright, so let me skip right ahead to the new stuff this time around. The first one is boosters. So this has been kind of introduced over the last couple of events. These are boosters. This event is no exception. So we have 3 of them: Quick Promotion, Time Warp, and Swift Sham Savings. The Quick Promotion upgrades a manager level for free. It's very simple, simply upgrades a manager without having to spend pots of gold. And naturally, you should use this on the most expensive manager levels. This is something that I do cover or talk about in my step-by-step tutorial videos for each town. Then we have the Time Warps, which simply allows you to use the 2-hour time skip for free. This is definitely a nice, I don't know, I was almost classify it as quality of life, because it allows you to mess up a bit and recover using these. So very nice. And then we have the Swift Sham Savings, kind of in the same, kind of similar. You lower the amount of shamrocks you need to complete a town by 25%, so down to 6.3 quadrillion. So if you use these towards the end of the town, you will save 2 hours with the Time Warp and 1 hour and 40 minutes with the Swift Sham Savings. I cover that more in the step-by-step videos. In total, you can get, if you do both challenges and if they don't change, rival challenges, and if they don't change from beta, you can get 31 Quick Promotions and Time Warps and 13 Swift Sham Savings. However, you do need to use a decent amount of Quick Promotions and Time Warps from the rival themselves. So how many you have to spend will depend on how you play your rival challenges. Again, I will cover this in much more detail in an upcoming video, but just to give you a brief overview of the rival challenges, we will get it 2 times during the event, most likely the second, or the Tuesday, I guess second technically, but the Tuesdays 27th and 15th of March. These challenges, they are 4 parallel quest lines, each with 8 quests. So here we have the different quest lines, quest line A, B, C, and D. These 2 in the middle here are both linked to Guild Expedition. In these, there are no tasks that require you, or no quests that require you to do anything in the minigame itself. So here, for example, complete 6 encounters by negotiating, by fighting, and so on. Now, all of these you can auto-complete if you complete Guild Expedition level 4. So when the rivals are activated, or even before, simply play your way through Guild Expedition to level 4, complete that, and you will be able to auto-complete all of these. Some of them require you to, for example, defeat this very large army, but all of the Guild Expedition related ones will be completed. So these are very simple to complete. Questline A and D, however, they are directly linked to the minigame itself. So for A here, for example, you see complete 2 tasks to progress at Grand Prize Lane, upgrade any manager, for example, complete 4 tasks, upgrade some specific manager levels, and so on. Again, I will go over exactly how I recommend doing this in an upcoming video, but just so you know, this one requires you to complete tasks and upgrade managers. Sorry. And then questline D here requires you to use time skips. Now, that might sound quite bad, but it's actually not that bad, because for most of these quests here, you can actually use the time warps you gain in questline A. So you don't have to spend any pots of gold until you get to the final 2 quests here, which I actually don't recommend you complete. But again, more on that in my dedicated rival challenges video. All right. Now, for the strategies here, I will actually be basing them on not completing the rival challenges. And then in my dedicated video on the rival challenges, I will talk more about how doing them actually impacts the strategies. So this is actually I wouldn't say the hardest, but with the rival challenges, it will actually be even easier to achieve your goals than what I will go over now. But before going into the specifics, the biggest change, or the big change, I've already mentioned it, is that you can only get upgrade for the grand prize, for the main building from grand prizes and those from milestones, which means that all the strategies that we used in past years, they are no longer valid. They don't really work. This also means that you are much more freer in how you spend your pots of gold. Because you only need to get 200 tasks, you do need to do that regardless of what you do. But to do that, you only need around 1/3 of your total pots of gold. So this means that for all the other pots of gold you have, you can spend them however you want, and it doesn't impact how you get the main building. It only has an impact on the secondary buildings rewards you get. Now, in terms of the manager levels, all of this is the same, my same recommendations from last year. Same as for the number of tasks completed, that's also the same. And the reason why I'm kind of skipping over this is that it is much easier for you to follow this by either using the FOE helper checklist if you are playing on browser, or watching my step-by-step tutorials where we actually go through this in detail. But if you have neither of those available, you can check out these for yourself, the written ones here. It shouldn't really be difficult at all. All right, then we come to building upgrade plans. I still recommend the ones I have from last year. People have been suggesting some slight improvements, which if I had more time, I would incorporate here, but I didn't for this year. So next year, perhaps these will perhaps be slightly quicker, 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. But overall, these are still very good, the ones from last year, and you will have plenty of time, as you will see when you get to the strategies. So simply follow my recommendations from last year. Again, you can find links to the videos in the description. Here you have my step-by-step, and also you have the FOE helper strategy checklist. So simply open the paste bin here. This is also linked in the description, and paste it into the checklist module on the FOE helper, which will pop up automatically when you open the event window. All right, with that said, let's go to the actual strategies. And you will see that we have a lot fewer than we had last year. I think we had like 10 of them, perhaps even more last time around. Now we simply have 4 of them. And practically speaking, I do think we can combine these ones to simply be the 9 town strategies. So what are these? Simply speaking, the 6 town strategy is the simplest one. This will get you the main building fully leveled, and will also give you the most Celtic Glassworks. So this is probably my recommendation. I'll go over it in a bit more detail in a moment. Then we have the 8 and 9 town strategies. These are focused on getting the Druid upgrades, or golden and platinum Druid hut upgrades from last year's building. If you play 8 towns, you can get the golden. If you do 1 more town, you can get the platinum one. So that's why I think if you're going for this, you should go for the 9 town one regardless. And then we have the 20 town strategy, which with that you should be able to get 2 main buildings, possibly for free, or you might have to spend a few hundred or up to 1,700 diamonds. So let's go through these in turn. So the first one, the simple one, 6 town strategy. Here you simply play 6 towns. You do need 6 additional tasks, so you can either play the first town as just a quick town, you get level 1 manager. in hats, shipyard festival, and flowers. That should be enough. You pick up 6-10 tasks, something like that, and then you play 6 additional full towns after. Or you can play the first town as a regular town, play 6 full regular towns, and then on the 7th town, simply start it, do a couple of tasks to get the remaining tasks, and you are good to go. With this, you have 3.5 days per town, very simple, and you only need 3,940 pots of gold to get the main building to level 7. This means that with the numbers I have here, I am using the free amount of pots at 11,200 plus an additional 1,500 from rival challenges. More on that in that dedicated video. But with those numbers, the amount of extra pots is 8,760, which means that I can afford to buy all 6 chests 6 times. So in other words, with this strategy, I can also get 6 Celtic Glassworks selection kits. I can likely get 1 or 2 level 1 building, and if I pick up enough from incidents, I might even have enough to go for a 7th one here. So with this strategy, you should be able to, or you will easily be able to get the Celtic Tavern. It's very relaxed. You only have to play 6 or 7 towns, and you will also get the most amount of Celtic Glassworks. So that's why this is probably my recommendation. Might sound a bit strange coming from me, but it is what it is. Then we move over to the Druid Hut upgrade strategies, 8 or 9 towns. Here, you don't get any more upgrades for the Celtic Tavern. You simply get either, or you simply get the golden or the golden and platinum upgrade kits as well. You complete 250 of 300 tasks, which is 8 towns with a few spare tasks, or 9 towns with a few missing tasks. So if you do 9 towns, again, you do need to get a few extra tasks. Again, you can either do that in a quick town 1, or you can do it in a town number 10 at the beginning where you started, get those tasks, but don't complete it. Now, by doing this, you have to spend between 5,000 and 6,000 pots of gold for managers, which means you have less to spend on chests after towns, which means you probably will only be able to buy 3 or 4, possibly 5 extra, or 5 full 6 out of 6 chests after towns to get the Celtic Glassworks. So what you lose out on by going for this is 2 or 3, possibly 4 Celtic Glasswork levels. So it's up to you if that is worth it. Personally, I'm not sure, but it might actually be worth it. So that is that. Then move on to the most hectic one by far, the 2 Celtic Tavern strategy. Here you have to play 20 towns. That will get you to 650 tasks. Well, you do need 3 more extra tasks, which you can easily pick up in a 21st town, or again by playing town 1 as a quick one. Here you only have 1 day, or just above 1 day per town, but that shouldn't really be that big of an issue if you're able to commit to it, especially with the rival challenges and the and all of the boosters you get from there. So if you want to go for it, it's definitely possible. You might be missing some pots of gold. So here you might be able to get most of this from incidents, and when we count in rivals as well, you might be able to get this for free, or you might have to spend a little bit of diamonds. But at most it's 1,750 diamonds, so if you're willing to go this far, I don't think that is a bad investment if you are willing to go for it. But this does mean you don't have any pots of gold to spend, or at least hardly any to spend on chests after towns. You simply get the free one, so you will not get upgrade kits or selection kits for the Celtic Glassworks by going for this strategy. So that's the downside, and it's up to you if you are willing to commit the time and if you prefer it over getting the Celtic Glassworks in addition to the main building. So very, very simple, I think, this time around. And with the changes, again, I think it makes it very simple if you simply want to chill out. I think this is quite a simple one, simple strategy to go for. Alright, and that's more or less it. As I mentioned, I will have more on the revival challenges, but that is not yet. The first one should start in a bit over a week, so in a couple of days my video should be out. That will be based on beta, so hopefully there are not any changes. I think it should be valid, and if it's not completely valid, it should be valid enough that I can make some quick updates. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, I have a lot of other videos down in the description, written guides, spreadsheet, and so on in the description. So you can check that check out all of that in the description. Alright, I think that is all I need to say for now. So before I end, I would like to thank my Patreons for their support. I would like to thank Homestar, Kim Kelly, Roll of the 8, Dan Timnad, Dark Matter, Mylia, 0K, THX, Hugo Canfon Count, Drew the Generous, Susan Weiss, Rocco, Spike from No Remorse, Atomic, Flavius the Avenger, Arkler, Whiskeymaster, Mar and Sir, Huss, Tusiot, Henrik Dara Klaber, Adarel, Mike, Upshi the Obsessed, Ruth, Karen, Dennis, Flavius Beltarius, Potter, Misia27, Mike So, Michael, and Early Morning. Thanks a lot for your support, thanks for watching, take care, and I will see you in the future. Bye bye.